Welcome to the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the show, leave a comment, and click that like button. Thanks for joining us for another edition of the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. This is the Marvelous One, back at it again with Don and Philosophikal. And today we have our guest host, Dani Dee, back on the show again.
Hey, what's up? Thanks, guys, for having me today.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining us again. You know, we appreciate your insight on the Commanders, and, you know, we want to hear some more. I mean, you brought up some stuff last season I didn't even think about.
Hey, I'm trying. I just need some respect from over here from the Don this time. Somebody tell me just a little. I know just a little bit.
Oh, man.
I hear you. And speaking of trying, let's talk about my Saints here. You know, I'm no longer frustrated. You see, I'm smiling. I'm not upset about anything. Why? Because I predicted this all. This is like, you know, hey, this is why I call this show the Voice of Reason, because I'm not going to lie to you. And I would be lying to you if I told you the Saints were going to beat the Jags. The Jags had us 24-9, and Derek Carr was stinking it up. And now everyone is starting to see it. Now everyone is saying, you know what? It's not Pete Carmichael. It's the quarterback. All the listeners out there, go to YouTube, type in QB School, JT O'Sullivan, and watch the video. He will break it down from the footwork to the bad reads to even just taking the checkdowns before he even sees what happens down the field with his receivers. And now his receivers and him are like bickering. Like there's a tweet out there from Nick Underhill where he breaks down the route that Chris Olave ran, and Derek Carr threw the ball 5 yards out of bounds. And then you see Derek Carr yelling at him. And it's like, what's going on? So everyone's thinking Chris Olave ran the wrong route. Derek Carr's upset. But Mike Thomas responded to the tweet and basically said, no, Chris Olave did what he was supposed to do. He was never the read in the route. He's not even supposed to be thrown to or even looked at. And Derek Carr threw it out of bounds. I don't know what's going on, but the culture there is bad. And it's not good for my Saints. So I'm not really upset, but I am. But it is what it is. And I kind of predicted it.
Yeah, I kind of disagree with you. I mean, and here's why. You know, it's a new quarterback trying to get used to a new coordinator, and until you didn't have all your pieces there, you know, your all-star running back. I mean, it wasn't there, and trying to get on, you know, the same sheet of music. I honestly think that they can still pull this out, and here's why I say that. Because I'm looking at the schedule. So, yeah, you on the losing end, you know, starting off with 3-4. But I'm looking at the next 10 games. If you can put a 7-3, 6-4 run together, and believe it or not, that's a strong wild card right there. So you can be optimistic, but I'm not gonna pour dirt on them just yet. I need to see a little bit more. I still think you got a world-class defense. I just need the offense not to end the game, and that includes the special teams. When you got one job is to kick a field goal, it's just little mistakes like that y'all just can't afford to make offensively. And I think y'all need to do a little bit more ball control in order to get defense to breathe, in order for them to be ultra aggressive.
I hear you.
Look, I'm throwing dirt on them. Not only that, I'm visiting them at the funeral and cemetery. Because
make sure you send flowers.
Yeah, I'm sending flowers, bouquets, beignets, all of them. So this is the thing. I've been listening to Marvin. I've been fighting. I've been defending Derek Carr. And I'm seeing it from the Chris Olave thing, Michael Thomas. And I saw something last week. Not only is the offense getting frustrated, the defense is getting tired and getting frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
So, and now, you know, that tight end dropping that pass in the end zone, you know, he's frustrated. The team is frustrated. So this is a recipe for potentially losing the locker room. But I just want to say something about Kirk Cousins.
Can I just add something? Let me just add something about that play in the end zone that would have tied the game, right? Because the Saints did a bit of a run on the drop pass. Granted, yes, Foster, I forget his first name, Foster should have caught the ball, right?
Yep.
Foster Moreau is his name. That's his first name. Foster Moreau should have caught that ball. He's a grown man. He's an NFL tight end. Catch the damn ball, right? But if you really look at that play, dude was wide open. Nobody was around him. It was a man-to-man, but the defenders got confused and they went to the one receiver and left him open. So what he did is, opposed to continuing his route, he settled down and was just standing there. And so this is miscommunication. So Carr still throws the ball as if he's running a post when dude was wide open. It was an easy pitch and catch. And that's what happened on that play. So he led him too far. He stopped his route and had to catch up on the ball.
I kind of agree with that, but we've always said, you know, if you got your hands on the ball, it's got to be a catchable ball. Even though you know it
was a tough catch.
It was a tough catch, but you know, let's not pretend that was the reason why they lost the game. The defense is tired. Yep. Offense is frustrated. Coaching staff's probably frustrated. Yep. Offensive coordinator probably is feeling stressed right now. But yeah, let's talk about these Vikings.
Yeah, let's talk about them. Go ahead.
Let's talk about these Vikings for a second, right? Let me bring some realism in here, right? Justin Jefferson. No Justin Jefferson. The offensive line still stinks.
Oh.
We cannot run the ball, right? Jordan Addison, right? Offensive Rookie of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Look great. Look good, right? Defense stepped it up and played well. Played good. But let's keep it real. Let's just San Francisco right now is flailing right now. They're on a back-to-back loss. And I commend them. Minnesota is the best they've looked all season. Right? Defense looked good. Kirk Cousins made the right passes. And I commend him. For that adversity. But let's just keep it real, right? Yesterday's game, he played great. Mm-hmm. We can't run the ball. Offensive line stinks. We still can't stop the run. Right? Christian McCaffrey was just running all over us still. Can't stop the run. Can't stop the pass. Yes, he was. He was running all over us like yesterday.
Yeah, 45 yards rushing.
Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that screen pass?
I was about to kill him. Keep going, Mom.
Did you see that screen? It still can't stop the run. We still can't. Did you see that screen play through out of the backfield?
That's not a run play. That's a screen.
It still torched us.
Okay.
The defense is still bad. Okay. Defense is still bad.
Okay.
But we played well yesterday. I give Cook his kudos.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Marv, you said 3-game winning streak. It's not a 3-game winning streak. We lost to the Chiefs last week.
Okay.
Correct you there. We won 3 or 4.
Okay.
So we got Green Bay this week. I'll talk about that when the time comes. But we played well. Defense stinks. We can't run the ball. And offensive line stinks. So
you know what?
Kirk Cousins.
Phil, I'll take that positivity from you. That was
just this week. We'll see next week. Just this week.
I like some positivity when the team wins. I try to be positive.
I can't give any positivity to Derek Carr this week. I'm sorry. I think that train is gone. I'm sorry, Derek Carr. Can't defend you this week.
Hey, Ma, we finished being nice to Phil because Phil's been talking other trash and once again he didn't do his homework, so I got to do your homework for you.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So
here we go.
Once again, you have underestimated Super Kirk because that's what I call him. I mean, offensive player of the year, hands down, for what he had to do with what he has. I mean, you cook what you have in the kitchen. That's what my grandmother used to say. And last night he was cooking and he didn't have much. So if you can take scraps and make a delicious meal out of it, aka get a win, hey man, you go ahead and chalk it up as a win and you wave that flag and you wave it high. I don't think you're waving it high enough. So that's one. That's strike one for being disrespectful. Here's the strike two with it.
I said this is the best thing.
Hey, you talking over me once again. You talking over me once again. Let me finish. You talking over me.
The best they've looked all
I let you have your time. I let you have your time. I let you talk your non-homework trash about how bad your quarterback is. And I'm telling you, that guy is cooking a good meal with the scraps that you have given him as a GM. So first of all, your GM should be fired. You're looking at the wrong person.
I agree.
And then here's the other part that you're disrespectful about. You got to be forward thinking. Have you looked at your schedule? You got the Packers, Falcons, Saints, Broncos, Bears, Raiders. You might struggle against the Bengals. You're going to struggle against the Lions. and then you got the Packers and then the Lions. To me, that's 7-3. 7-3, because Kirk can outscore any of those teams that we talked about.
That's about 6-4. We're gonna split
your
against the
depleted
Packers.
defense. With your depleted defense, Kirk can outscore every last one of those teams that I just mentioned.
With no Justin Jefferson and the defense
he did it last night.
And can't
did
run
he
the
win
ball.
last night?
And San Francisco is better than all these teams.
Did he win last? And San Francisco
has
a top-notch defense.
The defense,
he win last night.
And Jordan Addison had 123 yards receiving, and Kirk Cousins.
Please understand, the Ravens wanted Addison.
What I'm saying is I'm taking these games week by week. I'm not about to say no 7-3.
Last night, hold on. I'm not finished. Because last night is a gift, not a curse. Last night helped Kirk understand you have another offensive weapon. Jefferson is just not it. So stop looking at one side of the field. When you got two wide receivers like that, it's a blessing. And he has not been doing that. And sometimes, as an old veteran, you go with what you know. But now he ain't got to overwork Jefferson when he come back. Man, y'all might run the table on this. It's 6-4. Yeah, got it.
Okay, so let me just bring up some stats for you, since you want to rave about Kirk Cousins. Let me clearly bring up some facts for you, right? He threw the ball 45 times yesterday. 45. So what does that mean to you?
He's overworked. He's overworked.
We can't run the ball. Do you really think that can be sustained for the rest of the season?
Nobody.
Yes.
With your main receiver out, you don't think teams are going to start double teaming Jordan Addison?
They may.
And that means somebody else is going to get open. That's a blessing.
Who else?
Look. We'll see. I think the schedule is favorable for the Vikings.
Very favorable.
I think what's improved with the Vikings that nobody's talking about is your defense. Your defense is improved. Kirk doesn't have to. He's working hard, but he ain't got to work that hard. Where he got to get 30 points for you.
It's improved, but let me bring some stats in here for Don. Right? Let's look. The loss against the Chargers, he threw the ball 50 times. Right? Against Kansas City, a loss 47 times, right? And then against Chicago last week, 31 times. And then yesterday against San Francisco, 45 times.
What's wrong with that? I mean,
he's throwing the ball a lot.
He got to.
Exactly. That's
that is Kirk Cousins. That's how he made his name.
Okay.
He did the same thing in Washington.
It's not sustainable.
It's probably not, but you got to do what he got to do.
We will split against Green Bay. Detroit will probably
Green Bay is terrible.
Historically,
once again,
we have problems against Green Bay, right? Detroit is we're going to split against Detroit. The Raiders might beat us because the Raiders are better than expected.
Wow. Okay.
I'm just keeping it real with you.
All right. Okay. Well, that's enough about the Vikings.
Yes, thank you.
Let's talk about some sunshine, man. The Baltimore Ravens, and let's talk on a brighter note, because I don't need. If you ain't got nothing good to, let's go ahead and put some rules down. If you ain't got nothing good to say, like you did last week, just go ahead and mute your mic, Phil, Bob, because you went against them. You didn't bet on the Ravens, so don't act like you was with me today. You know what I'm saying? I have no seats in the bandwagon. I don't have it. I tie a rope and I drag you along, but that's the best that it gets right now. That's the best I can give you. I can't give you a seat right now.
I don't want to see.
I told you, because here's the thing that I told you that everybody need to realize. He did so much with so little last year. And every year, even when he won MVP. And the thing about it is, everybody underestimated him. He told you in the beginning, when we drafted him, I'm a quarterback. I throw the ball. I'm an anomaly. And here's the thing that kind of gets me kind of upset. Is because we as African Americans, we've seen this all our lives in Pop Warner. We've seen young kids go around the field and play. And I think outside of Lamar's MVP trophy that he has, I think him winning the two-hand touch award when nobody could touch him, 2 years in a row, I think that nobody has really got a clean hit on him. And this year, he's being real conscious about how he comes out of the pocket. And guess what? As we seen with the Lions, guess what? He ran I ran myself in order to let the receivers get open. That's dangerous right there. I fear for everybody, and I told everybody it was coming because now we have an offensive coordinator, but not just that, we have the weapons in order to call those right plays. And the crazy part is all our receivers is not 100% right now, which is 100% scary. And everybody talking about, well, we need to get, another piece to the game. No, we don't. We got everything that we need to do. We're playing real football on both ends of the football field. Whereas though we're kicking field goals when they need to be kicked, because Harbaugh is, he's doing what he's supposed to do. Hey, I gave you 3 downs to get it. I gave you 3 downs to get it in. Get off my field. Because that going for 4th and 1, that's played out. The numbers are starting to die out, and they're starting to balance out outside of Philly doing the tush push. Nobody else is on 4th and 2 and 4th and 1. That's a bad play. You got to play field position. And right now, I think the Ravens has one of the top-notch defense, if not top 5, top 3 in the NFL. So just seeing that, this week, and everybody rated the Lions as the number 2 team in the NFC.
Yeah, a lot of us had the Lions that good. I mean, they were clearly
and we did. Hold on.
What?
We just didn't win. We took the lunch money.
Hey man.
Well, I want to comment on that.
Wait, look, man. Congratulations, man.
Yeah,
No. I don't need a congratulations. I don't want it, and I don't need it. I need you to talk with your chest like you did last week and told me how despicable Lamar was. I need to hear that, Phil. Phil, I need you to say how Lamar has disappointed you and how he's not worth that money. I need to hear that this week, Phil.
That's exactly
I need to hear that this week.
Exactly what I'm getting ready to say. Because one, I wish you would leave the past in the past. You fail to understand that he was so-called hurt last year, right? Air quotes. He was so-called hurt last year.
That's called business.
It's business now. It's business now. And then I have said for weeks now about his schedule, right? This is his first game he's had.
You play who you have in front of you. Continue.
Don't give me that. Don't give me
Continue.
that.
Because the Lions were the top-notch team.
Okay.
And did we blast them? So what? So who else you gonna put on? Who else we gonna put in front of us? Huh? The Lions was number 2 in the NFC.
Okay.
We cooked their lunch.
He's had a cupcake schedule, and this is the first time he's threw over.
In the words of the infamous Marv, next slide.
Okay. All right.
Man, look, congratulations on your win.
Yeah,
man.
congrats.
Congrats.
Goddamn right.
Danny, you have the floor. Tell me about these Commanders. What happened?
I'm going to just say, let me just start by saying that I think Tress Way is the best thing since sliced bread. I'm going to start with that. Who is Tress Way, you would say? He's the best person. Well, not the best person. One of the best players on my team, and he is a punter. And, I took the liberty to say, has there ever been a punter in the Hall of Fame? Because I know Tress Way is on his way. Okay.
Oh my God.
And they said, what is his name? Guy? What is this guy's name? That was in the Hall of Fame. He's the only punter that has
played for the Raiders.
Guy. I forgot what his name is. But anyway, it's only been one. And Tress Way, his name is Ray Guy. That's his name.
Yeah.
Ray Guy. Tress Way is going to be the second. Tress Way is going to be the second. I mean, I said it on October the 24th, 2023. When that happens, you're going to be like, you know what? Danny called it. I'm calling it right now. Whenever he retires, he's going to be a shoe-in right away. Okay? I don't know. First of all, our offensive line just needs, I don't know. I don't know what they need besides replacement. That's the only thing I can think of, right? Like straight up replacement. I'm not saying fired. I never want people to lose their job, but definitely replaced. Okay. One of the things that you guys know, even if you have a running quarterback, you need an offensive line. If you want somebody to stand in the pocket and check down, you got to be able to not be running for your life every 5 minutes. Yes, Sam Howell does hold the ball sometimes, yes. But most of the time he is running for his absolute life. Okay. So we have to fix that.
Right, right. And this was a tough loss to the Giants. I agree with you.
No,
It
it
was tough.
wasn't. It was definitely no.
It was
No.
despicable. Okay, I
No.
got you. It was a
No,
despicable
I'm just
loss.
It
saying
was a
the
bad
games
loss.
It was
that
a
you're
bad
supposed
loss.
to
It was a bad
the
loss.
thing about it, winnable games, win them.
Right, right. Beat the
That's what
teams
I'm
you're
saying.
supposed to beat. Right. I agree with you. I agree with you. And
Hey,
that's kind
nobody
of
expects
so
you
I
to
kind of
beat
get
the
the feeling
Dolphins.
that you're not satisfied. Like I'm not satisfied with my team being 3-4 because the expectations were high. I got a quarterback that's been in the league 10 years. You got a quarterback that's been in the league two years. Right. So expectations shouldn't be that high.
No, but I want you to play your position every week. I want you as a head coach, you get paid a lot of money.
My thoughts on it is I think you guys brought us some good teams. Let's look at some of these teams: Philly, San Francisco, Miami, some of these top-notch teams.
Top-notch teams.
The difference is I think some of these teams are very aggressive. They're aggressive during free agency. They're aggressive during trade deadlines. Commanders have not been aggressive in years, right? The first aggressive move when you ask fans about what they've done, okay, they changed ownership, right? But let's just keep it real. You kept Ron Rivera as coach. That's not aggressive, right? You brought in a top-notch offensive coordinator that really should have been a coach. You should have just gave him the keys, let him be a head coach. That's 2. 3, you go after C-tier free agents. You got the bottom of the barrel in free agents on the offensive line. The draft, you didn't get aggressive and move up. You got probably the 3rd or 4th best quarterback in the draft when you needed other areas on defense and the offensive line, right?
Definitely on offensive line.
And then the coaching staff. When you have the same coaching staff, you have the same habits, same development. So I think wrap that up is I feel like it's going to take at least another season.
Yes.
Happens after the season. They got to
agree with
I
that.
would be surprised if Ron Rivera is there next year, you don't want to win. I don't think that they're going to do that. But
I
it
think
would
they
have
get
been
the playoffs. It's got to be playoffs or bust for him. If they don't make the
and yeah,
playoffs,
we're
I
not
think
doing
he's
it.
gone.
And I'm saying, I don't think they wanted to just throw you in 20 below water to say, okay, you know what? We on board. We firing everybody doing everything and everything new. Think it before.
Dani, it is October, and we know why you're on the show. We want to hear from you. It is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and it is good to have you on the show to fill us in on what's going on out there and where we can hear you speak on it.
Yeah, well, thank you so much again, guys. I love arguing with you, but this is domestic violence doesn't play. And I'm just gonna say that since playing off of words here. I just want the audience to know that this is serious. You know, it's also Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but I wanted you guys just to think about this, that there are a great number of people that are experiencing or been diagnosed with breast cancer that are experiencing domestic violence. Just imagine that for a minute. Yeah. You're going through chemo, you're going through, to the hospital, and you have to come home to emotional and financial and psychological and physical abuse. So I am here to talk about that. And I want you guys to also know that a few stats are the leading cause of death in pregnant women is homicide.
Wow.
3 and 4, 3 women are killed every day by an intimate partner.
Wow.
4 out of 10 men are experiencing domestic violence. A lot of times they don't want to report it. The police are not going to believe me, all of those things. So I also wanted our audience to know, and I've been talking about that a lot this year, is that we don't know how we can be abusers and victims simultaneously. And what do you mean by that, Dani? I mean, the way we speak to people when we're angry at work. Just think about something your coworker has said to you, or your supervisor, or your parent, a demeaning situation. You could be married, you could have a girlfriend, you could be doing whatever. We say things, you withhold things when you're angry. The silent treatment is emotional abuse. Just imagine somebody not talking to you that lives in your household for 5 days. 5 days? We can't communicate about something. So I just gave you those quick things just to see that we can all be victims and abusers simultaneously. And I do plenty of talks. I mean, I do a study called Domestic Violence in the Bible. If anybody has ever read the Bible before, it is like, it can be like a movie, or what do you call that? Real Housewives of before Christ or something like that, right? It's a lot of stuff in there. You can see how people treated people. Cain and Abel, Sarah and Abraham, all these different stories you see just in relationships. If we're not careful, we can start abusing the ones we love or like, or, who you're in relationship in some kind of way. So I go around and speak to college campuses, to corporations, to churches, just to make people more aware of how we move. Just think about what you're doing. What's your why? Open up the lines of communication to speak to someone in a way that you want to be spoken to. Address your attachment styles. People have grown up in households where yelling is your drug of choice on how you speak to people, right? So just doing some self-awareness as it relates to domestic violence and intimate partner violence, and just knowing that it can happen in any relationship. And I wrote a book. I actually have 2 books. One is called Choose Purpose Over Fear, Win Every Time. And I actually, it's an anthology, and I wrote a chapter called Love Doesn't Hurt, and it's talking about domestic violence. And my most recent book, Seeing Myself in Her Story, was it launched in July.
So Dani, can you tell us about those books? I mean, where you can get those books from?
Well, you can get it from, I can give you my Instagram. You can hit me up on Instagram under Divine Connections. That's with a Z7. Divine Connections with a Z7. And private message me. I'm on Facebook under Dani Dee Riley. That's DANNIE DEE Riley. I'm also on Threads under Divine Connections 7. I am available to speak at your churches, at your civic groups, anywhere that PTAs, I'm available. Right. And there's also an event coming up this Sunday.
We'll put your Instagram link as well as your Threads link in the description, so our listeners will know where to find you. We appreciate you coming on the show and talking about it, and telling our listeners about what's going on out there, and some information as far as how they can get help. So that really appreciate you doing that. So
yes, and be good to yourself and others.
Okay, but you're gonna stick around as we go through our recap of the last. Okay, and then we're gonna do our predictions. So we want you to participate in the predictions, because next week we really gonna laugh at you if you got some doozies here.
Especially if it fix the trash.
I'm gonna try to come with it.
Okay.
Hey Marv, let her go before me. I don't want her stealing my pick.
All right, let's go and do our recap. We're gonna do this real quick so we can get into these predictions. All right, so first we had a Thursday night game. We had the Saints at home against the Jags. The Jaguars won this game 31-24. They actually had a lead of 24-9 going into the fourth quarter, and we all went with the Jags on this. I mean, come on. Trevor Lawrence is the truth, but I do have questions about that Jags defense. All right, next we had the Bears at home against the Raiders, and surprisingly, the Bears won this game with a rookie quarterback.
Undrafted
rookie quarterback. 30-12 over the Raiders. That was surprising. We all went
very surprising
with the Raiders on this. So embarrassing loss.
Given Sunday.
Yeah. Next, we had the Colts at home against the Browns. I went with the Colts. And Donald went with the Browns. Yeah.
No, that was not a bad pick.
It was a good game. I thought the Colts were going to pull it out, but the Browns won it by 1. 39
But
to
let's
38.
let's pull that thread, Marv, because that guy got a huge contract, and he's in a wheelchair now. Am I not mistaken? I mean, what's going on? I mean, how much time you need off before you get right there, Watson?
Well, Watson. I mean, maybe they don't need him. I mean, come on, they
They
39
pay
to
him
30.
too much money not to need him.
Yeah, he'll be back.
Philly guaranteed too. So,
Yeah.
hey,
So, he don't need to show up at work. All right, next we had the Patriots at home against the Buffalo Bills. We all went with Buffalo. We thought this was going to be a landslide victory, and the Patriots won this. Bill Belichick pulled it off, 29 to 25.
He got his 300, right?
And, but
and now we can get a new. Now they can get a new coach because he's still trash.
Actually, I'm speaking on that. They gave him an extension.
Did they?
Trash.
Yeah, they gave him an extension.
He's hot trash.
He deserves it after beating the Bills. I mean, it's a division game.
The Bills are not that good. Stop speaking about the Bills because the kid is a gunslinger and he's reckless.
Well, look,
I don't want to hear that. When I said the Bills are going to take a step back, you guys crucified me, so I don't want to hear that.
I'm still going to crucify the Bills are fine. But hey, we got to stall this for Danny. We have the Giants at home against the Commanders, and the Giants with Tyrod Taylor wins 14-7. Wow.
And then we have so many chances to win that game.
Yeah.
Well,
they actually look good with Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, they do. They look better with Tyrod. They look more under control.
They look better. The offense looks like they have an identity, unlike the Commanders who don't know what they want to do. They don't want to play defense. They don't want to play offense. I mean,
excuse me,
they love playing special teams. Just wait.
Hey, they got a good punter.
Love playing special teams.
Chase Young showed up in that game.
Number one in the league.
Hey, great punter, 3 and out. Let's punt.
Well, hey, you guys wasn't saying that last week because we all went with the Commanders and the Giants won. All right,
won't make that mistake
next
again.
Slide. The Bucks at home against the Falcons. Don and Phil went with the Bucks, and I went with the Falcons, and the Falcons won this game 16-13. It actually should be more because Drake London fumbled at the goal line. Desmond Ritter fumbled at the goal line twice. Once reaching out and fumbled in the back of the end zone, and then the other he fumbled a snap, and the Bucks recovered. It was just like,
I was not impressed with that game. I really wasn't. The Falcons should have lost that game. I really wasn't impressed.
Marv, you still on this Ritter train?
Hey,
no, I think Ritter is holding them back. I think they're loading it. I think
he's hot trash running that wishbone offense.
Yeah, he's holding them back.
Hot trash.
And
Nate had the nerve to compare that boy to Lamar, and I'm saying, listen,
there's no comparison.
They're pretty close. They're pretty close, actually.
Next slide. We have the Ravens at home. The Ravens at home against the Lions, and Phil and I went with the Lions. We thought the Lions were
disrespectful,
a really good team, and the Ravens completely obliterated the Lions.
Ass 11.
38-6. Lamar threw for 357 yards. I mean, he lit the Lions up. So we got to start questioning the Lions and whether or not they're a good team.
Run DMC. You know why I say Run DMC?
There you go.
Because he said, don't ask me because I don't know why, but it's like that. What? And that's the way it is. Next
somebody get this kid a cookie, man, because he is excited about this win. Congratulations. Next slide.
Jeez.
Rams at home against the Steelers, and the Steelers won this game. I mean, wow. I think we all went with the Rams, and the Steelers won this game 24-17.
Trash bowl.
They let me down.
Right. Next, we had the Seahawks at home against the Cardinals. Yeah, we don't have to spend a lot of time on this. The Seahawks won this 20-10. Geno threw for 219. And then next, we had the Broncos at home. We all went with the Seahawks, by the way.
Oh no! Phil went. Phil went the
Cardinals. He went the Seahawks.
Heck no! Are you crazy?
No. I think you're talking about the next game. So we had the Broncos at home against the Packers. Don and I went with the Broncos, and Phil went with the Packers. And like I told you guys before, the Packers are bad.
It's
Broncos
Jordan.
won
No,
this
Jordan Love is bad.
Michael Jackson bad.
Who's back?
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
Louise, they lost this game 19-17. Russell Wilson threw for 194. All right,
Oh, boy.
next slide. We had
decrease.
we had the Chiefs at home against the Chargers, and the Chiefs won this 31-17. We all went with the Chiefs on this. Patrick Mahomes, thank you, Patrick. You got me to win my fantasy football team. He threw for 424, and that really helped the brother out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, next slide. Eagles at home against the Dolphins. I went with the Dolphins. Phil and Don went with the Eagles. The Eagles won this one 31-17. And I just thought the Dolphins were reckless in this game.
Yeah.
All the way live.
Yes, very reckless. I didn't like how they played this game. I don't like how Mike McDaniels called this game.
The game plan for it was terrible.
I think they were missing out on that rookie running back has hurt them.
Yeah, but they were going for it on 4th down. They got two running backs. Yeah, they were going for it on 4th down. They were doing some wacky stuff there. So,
but to their defense, they had a couple of people, key components that were down. I would have liked to see everybody be healthy. That way, I can get rid of the excuses. Because right now, if you look at what the Dolphins are, what their winning percentage is against losing teams, because the teams that they won against, I think they got a losing record of something like 5-20, 20-something. So they're not playing. So they're not winning against teams that are competitive. But like I said before, you play the teams that's presented before you, and they have a chance to actually prove that they were actually to belong, and that score didn't say so.
I don't make the schedule. Yep. So look. All right, next slide. Let's give Kirk Cousins his credit here. Vikings at home against the 49ers. Give him his flowers now. That's right.
I gave flowers. They did that. I already gave his flowers.
Give Curtis flowers.
Vikings won this game 22-17, and we all went with the 49ers, and the 49ers disappointed us. We should expect
that's crazy because here's the thing. I think sometimes when you look at a situation like this and you discover a new weapon, now your offensive coordinator has to do something with it now. Because how long Jefferson gonna be out?
Probably another 2 weeks.
Yeah, so he's on IR for 4 weeks.
Hey, right? You got time with that week schedule.
It's been 2 weeks already.
You got time.
So, all right. Well, this past week, Don was on top with 7 wins, 6 losses, and Phil went 5-8. Right now, Don is leading 64 wins to 42, and Phil and I are tied at 56 and 50.
For the average person who can't do math, that's an 8-game lead.
Season ain't over yet.
We in week 8, and we going in week 8.
Season ain't over yet.
Hey man, hey.
Let that girl sing. Let that girl sing.
Well, let's see how you do. Let's see how you do this week. Let's see how you do week 8. Okay, week 7 was. Week 7 really wasn't a good week for you. 7-6. That's not that good. It was just Phil and I was really bad.
Hey, how did you do that? Hey, Mom, remember, I'm doing the numbers. How did you do in week
7? I was 5-8.
5-8. Trash.
All right. Let's see your trash picks now. All right. The Thursday night game. We got the Bills at home against the Buccaneers. The Bills are 8.5 point home favorites. So we're gonna let Dani go first.
Sure. Of course. She's our guest.
All right, let our guest go first.
And she'll get to pick off nobody else. Let's call it out.
But he's still gonna continue with the disrespect. Right?
Oh.
Okay. All right, that's cool.
Dani, I appreciate your picks. Who you got here?
I'm gonna go with the Bills.
Okay. All right. The Bills.
Because they're at home. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bills.
Yeah. 8.5 point home favorites here. Let's go with Phil. Who you got?
I'm going to go with the Bills. I think no explanation of the Bucs.
I'm surprised. I thought you would have went with the Bucs. I know you don't like the Bills.
I don't, but I'm gonna go with the Bills on this one.
Wow, this would be crazy. This would be the 3rd straight loss for the Buccaneers. The Bills win this one. Who you got, Don?
Yeah.
Hey, Marv, you go ahead because I'm the champ. I go last. That was cute, Mom. That was cute. I go laugh.
It's all good. It's all good. Look,
Seniority. Put some respect on my name.
all right. I'm gonna go with the Bills on this one. I think the Bills are gonna get it right at home. And I think the Bucks are gonna start questioning themselves if they lose this one. This will be 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Who you got, Don?
Man, I really want to put some distance between us right now because I'm looking at the Bucks, and the Bucks didn't look bad last game. They made a couple of mistakes.
It looked terrible.
But I think the gunslinger's gonna figure it out. I think Diggs is getting upset, so I think he'll go at Diggs a couple of times, and I don't think Bucks defense can win. Yeah,
Dude,
let's go with the Bucks. I mean,
that game against the Falcons, that should have been a 3-score win for the Falcons. The game was not close. I watched it, unfortunately. Next, we have the Cowboys because of my wife. I was forced to watch it. Cowboys at home against the Rams. The Cowboys are 6.5-point home favorites. Yeah, I got the Cowboys winning this. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Danny. You're first. Who you got?
Yeah, I didn't want to hear myself say it.
You know this being
I want to
recorded,
pick
right?
them, but I hope I'm wrong. I want to pick the Cowboys, but I hope I'm wrong.
Okay. Phil.
You know what? I've raved about this team. I'm going with the Rams.
All right, good. Good. I figured you would. All right, I'm going with the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are going to win this one. Like the Cowboys were on a bye last week, and so this sets them up perfectly at home. The team that just lost, yeah, they should pull this off. Who you got, Don?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys, and Dell better support me because Michael, Michael been talking a lot of trash on his podcast.
Yeah,
so
Micah,
you playing the season and talking on your podcast, you better show up. You better show up, or I'm gonna roast you.
Well, we're gonna have Dell on next week, so yeah, he'll probably praise you. Or
this won't be a good visit if they don't win.
Or he's gonna give you a lot of crap about it next week. So we'll see. All right. Let's see. We got the Packers at home against the Vikings. Does Kirk get win number 4 to put him at 500? I don't know, Danny. What you think?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Vikings.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Vikings.
Yeah, funny thing about this game is called even between these two teams.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, that's interesting. Phil, the Vikings expert. Who you got here?
Man, I've tried to defend Jordan Love all season. I just can't do it anymore. I'm picking the Vikings here. The Vikings here.
Yeah. I'm going with the Vikings too. I think Kurt is going to carve up the Packers. The Packers got a good defense.
Yeah, but they frustrated.
Offense. Yeah,
they're frustrated right now.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going with Kurt and the Vikings. Don, who you got?
Yeah, I ain't got no love for love, so let's go with the Vikings right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, next we got the Titans at home against the Falcons. The Falcons are 2.5-point road favorites here. Who you got, Danny?
You like at McDonald's? Give me
I think I'm right. Yeah.
Let me give you a little.
I think the Falcons are going to pull it out. I think the Falcons will pull it out.
Let me just tell you that the Ryan Tannehill is hurt. Who's the starting quarterback of the Titans? Got an ankle injury, and the Titans plan to go with a 2-quarterback system with Will Levis and Malik Willis. Yes, boy. Both of them going to get time. All right, Phil, who you got?
Oh, Falcons all the way.
Yeah, I got the Falcons too. I mean, it's going to be a close game because Ritter is going to do some silly stuff to put the Falcons. To put the Titans
actually, when
in
we do our mid-season picks, Marv, you got some explaining to do about the Titans.
I got some explaining to do.
Yeah, you've been raving about the Titans. Titans this, Titans that. They own this division. Years of data. You got some explaining. You got some explaining to do.
I got to explain to do. They're falling apart. They falling apart.
Hey, they fell apart last year when I predicted it, right?
They fell apart without Tannehill. So
hey,
all right, man. I mean, you want a cookie?
Yes, same cookie you
Every
gave
day.
Don. Yes.
Okay. Damn. All right, man. Don, who you got, man? This
Hey
dude
man,
here.
I hate to run with the Falcons, but I think that wishbone offense is enough to win. I mean, the quarterback is terrible. I've seen more throwing in Pop Warner than I'd actually do out of him, man. He's hot trash, hot garbage. But I think that they'll be able to evade the loss with their double quarterback running.
And,
Because you got two, you got none.
and on the
Right.
side note, let's think about it here. Atlanta can really take over this division. The Bucks are falling, the Saints are frustrated, and Carolina is not good.
Yeah.
So they could really take over this division now.
This
So
is the disgusting conversation.
Yeah. I mean, the truth of the matter is they got a 4th place schedule, so they get all the bum teams.
yeah.
So-
You play who they put in front of you.
Yeah. So, all right. Next, we got the Colts at home against the Saints. The Colts are 1-point home favorites here. Danny, who you got?
I don't know. You up here talking about your quarterback beefing with everybody and everybody's angry. That might be enough to motivate, though. I don't know. I'm gonna pick. You said that the Saints are. This is a home game
This is a home game for the Colts.
for the Colts, right? Yeah, I'm going with the Colts. I'm picking the
Okay.
Colts.
Phil.
This was my bold pick. The Colts have actually looked good with Gardner Minshew. And Daddy has said, I mean, I agree. I think the Colts, this is gonna be upset alert. I think the Colts are gonna win
Yeah,
this.
that's that.
What are y'all talking about? The Colts are home favorites here. They're 1-point
Yeah.
home.
Once
Why is
again,
this
he
a
can't- he
bold
can't-
pick?
he
Yeah, but
hear
no.
Phil. He
But
can't hear
New
Mom.
Orleans is the better team. New Orleans is the better team.
Yeah, I'm about to say
New Orleans
is
here's
the
about
better
to
team.
X sometime.
Vegas does not agree with you. Vegas says
Okay.
the Colts are
Okay.
1-point
Well,
home favorites.
well, are you going to pick the
big.
Saints or the Colts?
I'm going to pick. Hey man, I'm who's hosting this show? Who's facilitating this show, man?
Disrespect, Mom.
Yeah,
Mom, get him under
do it.
control, baby.
Hey, what is he doing? Yeah, who's facilitating this show? Okay, all right. So look, yeah, my team, it is not good. The culture is getting bad, and right now we got receivers beefing with the quarterback. They're blaming each other. The head coach has no control over this. There's no accountability here, and I think that's more of the issue. There's no accountability, and he's not, holding people responsible for their actions. And it was clearly stated by, it was clearly exhibited by Michael Thomas responding to a reporter's tweet. So, yeah, I'm going with the Colts on this because, one, the Colts can score a lot of points.
Wow.
Scored 38 points the
Whoa.
last game. And that's a lot of points against – it's a lot of points because we don't score that many points. So, all right, Don, who you got? You got the Saints?
No, I mean, I'm a Ravens fan, so I have no stock in whether you win or lose. So I believe it or not, I don't like the Colts like that. I'll go on record as saying that they just like
An old
ex-wife who keeps my name after we get divorced. For tax purposes. So but I still go with the Colts because y'all have so much disruption in y'all locker room. I need a good fight to go on so y'all can get back on track, start winning some games.
I mean, who knows? That fight could have happened.
That fight ain't happened. Nobody ain't scarred up. When y'all fighting with pillars.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out next game. Derek Carr might come out there with a black eye. All right.
I don't know. AD, you need some help with your picks? You're struggling. You like at McDonald's? Give me.
You're right.
The menu hadn't changed in 30 years.
I know, right?
All right, we got the Dolphins at home against the Patriots. The Dolphins are 9.5 point home favorites. Who you got, Danny?
Yeah, definitely going with the Dolphins on that.
All right, Phil.
Dolphins get back on track this week.
All right, I'm going with the Dolphins as well. I mean, that was really cute what the Patriots did. I mean, I would go with the Patriots here. I feel like this is a divisional rival. They know these teams. They know the Bills. They know the Dolphins. but I don't think they're gonna pull this one off in Miami. Maybe when they go to New England, they'll probably beat the Dolphins, but not here. So I got the Dolphins.
This is the second time they played, so this is
Is it the
already-
second time they
Phil,
already played?
Why you step over me, Phil? I was
Oh.
about to get him.
Well, that's all right.
His early season, these teams split.
Well, I might go with the Patriots here. No, I don't care. I'm going with the Dolphins. I can't see the Dolphins losing two
You're
in a
too
row.
far behind.
Yeah. Who you got, Don?
I'll go with the Dolphins. I think last week was a fluke. I think they're gonna get healthier, on both sides of the ball. But I think even with the weapons that they have, the Patriots are still hot trash.
Speaking of hot trash, the Giants are at home against the Jets. The Jets are 3-point road favorites. Danny, who you got?
I'm going with the Jets. I think Tyrod Taylor is making the team better, but I don't think they're going to beat the Jets.
Phil.
I got the Jets. The Jets did play a good defense last week. So, I got the Jets this week.
All right, I'm going with the Giants. I still don't believe in Wilson.
Wow.
I like the fact that Tyrod Taylor's there to stabilize that offense.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm going with the Giants.
Hey,
Giants at
Marv.
home.
Bold pick?
Hey,
This is your bold
Marv,
pick?
you leaning on something because I'm looking at Taylor. Tyrod plays for Baltimore. And believe it or not, he's a winner. And he gives, believe it or not, the Giants' defense is not that bad when they
They're
have
not.
a solid quarterback.
Yep.
So I might gotta I gotta follow you on that one because I think
Wow.
the Giants are actually gonna win this because I think that the Jets just got too much. They put too much on that young man, and I don't think that he's ready to step up and take the realm. Even though the Jets talking about their world class defense, they still world class trash. I still consider this the trash bowl. It's just a trash with a little bit of class because you got Tyrod Taylor in there.
Well, time to put some
Trash
distance
with a little
between me
class.
and Marv. Time to put some distance between me and
Hey,
Marv.
that's what we gonna call it, ball trash with a little class.
Wow. All right. Well, I mean, I can't wait to get your opinion on this next one. All right, we got the Steelers at home against the Jaguars. The Steelers are 2.5. No, I'm sorry. The Jags are 2.5 point road favorites. Danny, who you got?
Yes, I'm hoping the Jaguars come up there and rip the terrible towel into shreds.
Wow.
I'm going with the Jaguars.
Wow, you obviously doesn't want your husband to listen to this podcast.
Hey, he can.
Phil, who you got?
I'm going with the Jags.
Wow. Okay. Going with the Jags. So, after watching the Jags, I saw that defense had a lot of holes in it, and we just couldn't exploit them. So, the Steelers are at home. So, I'm going with the Steelers on this. I think the Steelers are going to beat the Jags.
Wow.
Trevor Lawrence is the truth, but I thought the Jags defense had a lot of holes that Sinks couldn't exploit. Who you got, Don?
Man, I still got the terrible towel that I used to wipe the oil and dirt out my rims. So that's how I feel about it. Let's go, Jags.
Yes.
All right.
And Trevor has beautiful hair, by the way.
Oh, Lord. Lord have mercy.
Hey, I appreciate that. All right. Next, we have the Commanders at home against the Eagles. The Eagles are 6.5 point road favorites. Danny, give us some insight on this. The Commanders are going to pull this off, right?
The Commanders are going to dig deep, call all 3 phases of the team up.
Yeah, especially punting.
Set their alarms, and making sure every team player shows up and ready, dressed for work. I'm thinking another upset is going to happen because we really do not want that smoke to have been losing all these divisional games. So I'm going with the upset of the Commanders. Get a foot up their butt and come out there like they got some sense.
That is a bold pick. True bold pick. I love it. Commanders over the Eagles. Danny said it first here. So we got you.
and don't act like we haven't upset them before.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not like okay.
What Danny, if the Eagles beat them, we're gonna have the clown music playing for you. Next week.
Bring it on. I said what I said. I said what I said.
I don't think it's not a bad pick. It's not a bad pick. It's not a bad pick.
Phil, who you got?
It's not a bad pick.
Who you
But
got,
I'm not picking them this week.
Oh,
So
oh man, come on.
I'm picking the
Phil.
Eagles.
Oh, Phil. Don't tease us like that.
I'm picking the Eagles.
You picking the Eagles? Don't be
I'm picking
scared,
the
man.
Eagles.
Go with the Commanders.
No,
No,
not
sir.
the way they play right now. You lose to Tyrod Taylor, your season's over.
Yeah, I'm going with the Eagles. I'm not messing around with this.
Okay.
You know.
I can put my back up against the wall.
Yeah, you put your back up against the wall, but y'all ain't winning this game.
And make sure if the Commanders win, you put a comment on the show. Hey, I told these guys.
Exactly.
All right, Don, who you got?
Man, stop saying. Hey,
Next
2-8, man. Hey, 2-8. This is one of the 8 losses. This is one of the 8 losses, Marv. Keep moving.
I love it.
Keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
All right. Next slide. We got the Panthers at home against the Texans. The Texans are 3-point road favorites. Danny, do the Panthers get their first win of the season?
Dude, the Panthers.
Really? You gotta think about this?
I'm going for the underdog. I'm going for it.
You going with the Panthers?
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
I'm going for it.
You know what? I'm gonna call this a bold pick. I don't care if it's just 3 points. That's a bold pick. Anybody that say the Panthers name, anybody that say the Panthers gonna win 10 games, that's a bold pick. Don.
I didn't say 10. I'm saying 1.
No, we have somebody on the show to say the Panthers gonna win 10 games.
I got a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta answer. You gotta answer to that. You gotta answer to that, dog. You gotta answer to that.
They gotta win. They gotta win 10 of the next 11 games. They
don't even have that first round pick either.
No, that goes to the Bears. So, Phil, who you got?
I'm picking the Texans here. I believe it's CJ Stroud.
Okay,
so I'm picking the Texans here.
Phil's going with the Texans. I'm going with the Texans. I like CJ Stroud. I think he's gonna pick the Panthers apart. Panthers got a good defense. They got a stinky offense. Who you got, Don?
Man, it's a shame that they're gonna lose their first round pick because they damn sure gonna be at the bottom of that barrel.
Yeah, they need it. They need it.
Yeah, let's go to Texas, man. Stop playing.
All right. Next slide. Seahawks at home against the Browns. Seahawks are 3-point home favorites. Danny, who you got? You're on mute.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks.
Seahawks.
This is looking like their quarterback and running back in some kind of trouble here.
Yeah, I'll go to Seahawks.
All right. I've been picking against the Browns all season long. I'm not going to make that mistake this time. I think the Browns are for real now. I've seen enough.
Really? Oh,
I'm going with the Browns. I've picked against them, and they keep winning. I'm going with the Browns. Don, who you got?
So they're gonna lose this week, huh?
They're gonna lose this week just because I picked.
I like the Browns. Hey, I like the Browns because the Browns defense is lights out, man. I mean, everybody was talking about Dallas defense, and because they wear the star on their helmet, but they haven't done anything. Whereas though outside of CJ and Garrett,
lights out.
Garrett
put up 33 against
out.
them last week.
Yeah,
lights out. Lights
38.
out. 38 last week.
I'm saying Garrett is on the field. He's a game changer. He's a game changer. When you got people on the field like that, when the game's tight, you need somebody to make a play in order to make that deciding factor.
I don't believe in PJ Walker. I'm sorry. Not this time.
Okay. Once again, hey, mark that, Marv. Go give me the Browns, and I'm
more distance between me and Don now. More distance between me and Don.
Watson is on the bench, so
he got a concussion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think they got an identity.
Who you got, Don?
I said I'm going with the Browns.
You going with the Browns?
He said the frowns. He said the frowns.
That's what we do.
You go with the Browns? All right, Ray. You said all that to say you go with the Browns. All right. Next, we have the Broncos at home against the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 8-point road favorites. Danny, who you got? You going with
Yeah,
Taylor
definitely
Swift
the
and the
Chiefs.
Chiefs? All right.
Of course, I'm going with Taylor Swift and wait a minute, and don't forget Mrs. Mahomes now. They got their own handshake and hip bump.
Oh
Okay, so yeah,
yeah,
I'm going with the
yeah.
Chiefs.
All right.
Yeah, maybe we try to get her on the show.
Right, right.
No, we're good. Phil, who
I
you
know,
got?
right? Chiefs. I don't need to explain any further.
Yeah, I don't need to explain either. I'm going with the Chiefs. Don, who you got?
Next slide, Chiefs. Spend too much time on this. I
Next
ain't spending
slide.
more time.
Well, how much time do you want to spend on this? We got the Cardinals at home against the Ravens. The Ravens are 8.5-point road favorites. Danny, you
Yeah,
got the Cardinals, right?
Ravens.
You're not going with the Cardinals?
No,
Okay. All right.
Ravens for
You're not
sure.
going with the other Angry Bird? Phil, who you got?
Hear me out, right? Hear me out.
Oh, Jesus.
The Cardinals have been tough this year. And I'm gonna say this on record right now. This is gonna be the boldest pick I make all season. I'm taking the Cardinals this week.
Ooh.
I'm taking the Cardinals this week.
Okay. All right. Take the Cardinals. Yeah, it's great. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going with the Ravens. This is not even debatable. Don, I'm putting you down for the Ravens. Next slide.
Yeah, the other disrespect. Let's talk about Phil's disrespect week after week after week, and you still don't come on here and explain yourself after you making these disastrous picks.
The Cardinals have been tough in every game this season.
Huh?
Every game this season. They have not been destroyed. They have not been blown out.
Phil, if you want me to pick your teams for you next week just to help you kick,
Well, hey,
hit them off, just let me know.
Next week, I want to hear some
And my
explanations.
cash app is.
I want to hear some explanations next week.
Oh boy. Next slide. We're really talking about the Cardinals here. Next slide. 49ers at home against the Bengals. 49ers are 5.5-point home favorites. I'll let Danny go first.
This one is tough because I like Joe and I like Purdy, but I still think that the 49ers are going to pull this out.
Okay.
I
Bill.
think yeah.
I'm picking the Bengals.
I figured that. All right. I'm going with the 49ers. I can't see the 49ers losing 3 in a row, especially at home.
Thank you, Marvis. I mean, Phil does no homework. And here's the thing: that defense is going to get after him, and they will not make those same mistakes again. They will not. They will not make those same mistakes again. I just don't trust, Cincinnati.
You never trust Burrow.
He hot garbage. He hot garbage when Lamar alive. When Lamar alive, can't hear his voice. And right now he in the basement.
They had a bye week.
All right. Next slide. Chargers at home against the Bears. The Chargers are 8.5-point home favorites. Oof, this is a tough one. Danny, who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Bears.
Go with the Bears.
Wow.
I'm gonna go with the Bears.
Phil, who you got?
Not big on it.
I'm going with the Chargers. There's no way this undrafted rookie is going to beat the Chargers. Come on, Chargers.
Well, this one was a tough one. I truly believe the Bears have a lot of good talent and should be better than their 2-5 record.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I promised I would never pick them again. But damn it, I'm going with the Bears. I think the Bears are going to surprise us. I have no reason for this. This is feelings over facts. And this is the way to get some distance between me and Phil. I'm going with the Bears.
You're right. You're going to be distance toward the basement.
Back, right.
right to the basement.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bears. This is feelings over facts, listeners. This is not being reasonable. I'm putting that out there. Feelings over facts. Don, who you got?
San Diego Superchargers. San Diego.
Every time Don picked them, they lose. Maybe I should
go with the Chargers, baby. Gotta go with the Chargers.
All right. Lastly, we got the Monday night game. We have the Lions at home against the Raiders. The Lions are 8-point home favorites. Danny, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going with the Lions.
Okay. Phil?
I'm going with the Lions.
Man, after both performances last week for both of these teams, this is a tough one. But I'll go with the Lions again this week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this was I don't understand what Josh McDaniels is doing because he went with
Hoyer.
Hoyer as the starting quarterback. He didn't go with the rookie. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. And Hoyer is like on a 13-game losing streak as a starting quarterback.
Well, he came out and commented on that, actually.
I don't understand what we're doing here. Why? Here we go with the recycling or rehabbing quarterbacks we know are bad. I don't get it. I don't understand why we try to rehab these guys.
Well, he's on the hot seat, Marv. He's on the hot seat.
Give the young guy a chance. We don't know. We hadn't seen him play. So since I know the Raiders like doing silly stuff like this, they don't like winning. I've seen this before when the Raiders, with the Eagles, with Jalen Hurts, they benched the man after he was playing so well against the Cowboys. I just don't understand it. If they want to go with Hoyer again, I'm definitely not picking him. I'm going with the Lions. Don, who you got?
Looking at this, I mean, I don't trust the Raiders at all. I think they need to go. I believe they need to go and make a pick and try to get something from Adams, because right now they need to clear house completely. I'm talking about coach. I'm talking about get trade assets, things of that nature. Because right now they're despicable on that field, and this is shameful product that they put on the field day in and out. And I can't understand why everybody doesn't understand that anybody that coach with Belichick and they can't record your games, they're not going to win. They're not going to win. So I'm going to put that out there as a selfless plug. And also the Detroit Lions, I mean, they played the dominant team last week. I think they recover. You know, they learned something. You know, sometimes a good whipping like that makes the skin tougher. You know, so I think they'll come back, and I think they're resilient. And they'll win.
Loss.
And they'll persevere.
All right. So you got the Lions winning this. All right, man. Let's go and wrap this thing up. Dani, appreciate you coming on the show. And
want to
appreciate it.
Yeah. And to all our listeners out there, thanks for joining us once again. We do this thing every week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next week.